What are we on about with this sales lark? Are we in sales to make our fortune or make the client their fortune? The difference in perspective is massive. For a long and successful career in sales, we need to be thinking in terms of how we can best partner with the client to make them successful. This mentality is not all that common in the profession, and that is why so few salespeople are successful. They have the wrong mentality. They don't know their true north to get their correct bearings. Welcome back to this weekly edition every Tuesday of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training and best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center in Akasaki, Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? In this show, we are looking at the critical areas for success in business in Japan. We want to help advance everyone's thinking so that we can be at the forefront, the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. Before we get into this week's topic, here is what caught my attention lately. Convenience store operator Lawson will introduce self-checkout systems in all of its 14,000 convenience stores by October this year to cope with Japan's labour shortage. Customers will scan the barcodes themselves with cashier machines that can be used for self-service. Only cashless payment methods such as credit cards and digital currency will be accepted. In related news, the Trade Ministry last April unveiled their cashless vision, aiming to raise the ratio of cashless payments from 20% to 40% by 2025. By comparison, about 90% of transactions were cashless in South Korea, 60% in China, and 45% in the USA. PayPay Corporation entered the cashless market last October and is backed by Yahoo and SoftBank. Using the app, customers can scan QR codes displayed at stores with their smartphones to complete payments. PayPay has a tie-up with Alipay, an online payment system from China's Alibaba group, which targets foreign visitors here in Japan. The Japanese government is going to reward us with discounts of 5% of purchase prices for a period of 9 months to consumers who make cashless payments to small and medium-sized retailers. They are doing this to take some of the sting out of the increase in the consumption tax, which will go from 8 to 10% this year in September. Finally, as part of the Tokyo 2020 robot project, robots will be deployed to assist spectators and staff of the Tokyo Olympics. The human support robot, the HSR, and the delivery support robot, the DSR, developed by Toyota Motor Corporation, will be used in tandem to assist visitors using wheelchairs. The HSR is a one-armed robot about 1 metre tall, which can hold objects, pick things up off the ground, and reach up high. When people order food or drinks using a tablet computer, the DSR will transport the item in a basket, and the HSR will then deliver to them directly to the guest. In addition, Atune Model Y, a wearable robotic suit developed by Panasonic Corp, will be used by staff tasked with carrying, loading and unloading heavy objects. The suit can reduce the burden of heavy lifts or heavy loads by 10 to 40%. This is episode number 80, and we are talking about true north in sales. Soredewa ikimashou. So let's get going. Like a lot of people, I subscribe to various sites that send you useful information, uplifting quotes, etc. The following morsel popped into my inbox. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. anonymous. Wow. What a powerful reminder of things that really matter in our interactions with others. This piece of sage advice should be metaphorically stamped onto the brain of every single person involved in sales. Don't miss it. We all know that selling stuff is a tough gig. Rejection is the normal response to our spiffy sales presentation and follow-up offer. You have to be tough to survive in a sales job. You need other things too. Product and technical knowledge are important. Total command of the detail is expected by clients. However, we need to be careful about what we focus on. Are we letting the product details and features confuse us about what selling is really all about? Some salespeople I have encountered remind me of a icy mammoth trapped in a time warp from the past, still trotting out the product brochure and seeing if I'll go for one of their goodies. You don't like that one? Well, how about this one? Or this one? Or this one? Ad nauseam. I want blue, but they keep showing me 50 shades of pink. They are playing that pathetic failed salesperson game named process of elimination. I want to buy, but are they really showing me they are focused on understanding me? Are they demonstrating to me that they foremost care about my benefit? Are they communicating me that in your success, Mr. Buyer, Miss Buyer, is my success? Or do they come across not with stars in their eyes, but dollar signs? I can recall them sitting across the table from me, mentally salivating at thought of the big fat commission this sales conversation is worth. I can sense they have already bought the new 3 Series Beamer before the ink is dry on the contract. The quote at the beginning, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care," reminds me of a great Japanese word which should be embraced by everyone in sales, kokoro gamai. It can simply be translated as preparedness, but the Japanese nuance goes much deeper than that. Anyone studying a martial art or a traditional Japanese art will immediately be on my wavelength when they hear this kokoro gamai term. As a side note, here is a little Japanese language grammar insight for you. Kokoro in Japanese means your heart or spirit, and kamai means your ready position. In karate, for example, we take our kamai, fighting position, when we do free sparring. So the word kamai becomes gamai when kokoro and kamai are made into a single compound word. So we can translate kokoro gamai as getting your heart or true intention in order. This concept is the core foundation of my sales philosophy. This means to really hark back to your most basic principles of true intention. What we can call true north, the purity of our intention. What is the spark in our heart driving our behaviour? Is it the money or is it the serving? Is it what we want or what the client wants? Is this going to be a long-term relationship or a fleeting transaction? Salespeople need to start by searching their heart for their true intention. Huh? Does this sound too hug-a-tree, California style, overly emotional for you? What do I recommend, or why do I recommend searching your heart? Because clients can sense your motivation, and they can sense it isn't centered on their best interests, and therefore they won't buy from you. Of course, there are the exceptions, the Hollywood image of the smooth-talking salesperson who could sell you anything and will certainly try to. Or they may con us once, but we will eventually work them out. In this modern age, in this modern social media age, we can get killed very fast. Our reputation can be shredded before we know it. We are out of business. These single transaction-oriented salespeople are like skyrockets that initially they actually blaze through the sky, through the night, and then they explode. They are here for a good time, not for a long time. and they give the profession of sales a bad brand. The best Japanese salesperson I ever interviewed for a sales job was a convicted criminal. The criminal part didn't surface immediately, but came up later through some background checks. Note to sales managers, do background checks. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to sell more and do it more easily, do the Sales Advantage course. If you can't build trust, no sale. Can't design excellent questions to understand the client's needs, no sale. Can't present the solution convincingly, no sale. Can't handle objections properly, no sale. Can't close, no sale. Master the sales process by doing the Sales Advantage course now in either Japanese or English. The bestseller, Japan Sales Mastery, is the new Bible of selling in Japan. To sell to Japanese buyers, you need to create long-term partner-level trust, fully understand Japanese buyers' real needs, convince buyers with your solutions, overcome their hesitation, fear, and doubt, know how to ask for the order, ensure repeat orders. This book is the product of 30 plus years in the trenches selling in Japan. Order Japan Sales Mastery now. Welcome back. Let me introduce a couple of coming opportunities to you. Now, part 2 from the April edition of Sales Booster will run on August the 5th. On November 11th, we will again run the one-day Sales Booster course, part 1. Details are on our website at enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. Back to where we left off. He was absolutely brilliant in the first 2 interviews. Polished, genius personified in the sales role play. And wow, what a closer. I thought, yes, at last, I found my perfect Japanese salesperson. Actually, he was a liar, a thief, and a baddie. He had zero true north orientation, and his kokoro gamai was plain wrong. What a wake-up call to smell the coffee for me. So let's ignore the outliers, those riffraff of sales, and come back to the vast majority of salespeople who are not evil, just inept. They are underskilled because they have never received proper sales training. People often arrive into sales jobs through companies who are transactional in nature. It is the industrial model of sales. Potential salespeople come in the front door, and if they don't magically hit their numbers, are shown the back door after a few weeks or months. Another sacrificial victim is then brought into the meat grinder, and they come in through the front door, and the process is repeated forever. No thought is given to investing in these new hires to properly develop their understanding and skills. It is just a throw of the dice every time to see who stays and who goes. This routine usually produces very unfortunate sales behaviour in the individuals involved as they become more and more desperate to make a sale to keep their employee. Desperation drives people to extremes, and the client's interests in all of this are thrown right out the window. The ethos of the organisation is short-term gain, and their salespeople are a type of plug-and-play item to be switched out as soon as needed. If you want a successful career in sales, change your heart, focus on true north, purify your intentions, show you genuinely care about the buyer's best interest before your own. If you do that every single time you meet a client, you will have great success in sales and build a powerful personal brand. We need clients to know, like, and trust us. Establish our individual sales philosophy based on the kokoro gamai concept is going to deliver the like and trust component in spades. If your current sales life is a nightmare of transactional relationships, burning clients for short-term gain, unrelenting pressure on the numbers, and no training, then get out of there as soon as possible. Before you can get out of there though, take responsibility for yourself. Make kokoro gamai your light on the hill and move forward. Watch the videos on YouTube. Get the books on sales written by the famous masters and study hard about what it takes to have a successful sales life. If you want to stay in sales, then create your own philosophy of what that means as a profession. Decide to be the very best that you can be. Decide what your personal kokoro gamai of sales will be. So, no more hesitation. Let's commit and get on to it. Action steps: 1, decide why you're in sales in the first place. 2, choose sales as a career and create your own philosophy to guide you through the peaks and troughs, the good times and the scary times. 3, if you're working for or with people who have the wrong approach, the incorrect kokoro gamai, then get out of there as soon as possible. And 4, make the client's interest your interest and you will do well in sales. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show is here to help you succeed in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube, share it with your family, friends and colleagues and become a regular. Thank you for watching this episode and remember to hit the subscribe button. Our website details are on screen now, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. It is awesome value, so check it out. Please leave me some feedback on YouTube. I would love to know how this show helped and what other topics you are interested in for me to cover. Remember, I am here as a free resource to help you. So just tell me how I can help you best. You might also enjoy my podcast. Look for, this is every week by the way, the Leadership Japan series, the Presentation Japan series, and the Sales Japan series, wherever you get your podcasts. This is episode 80, and next week we will be dealing with episode 81, where we'll be talking about the professional leader as coach. So find out more about that next week. So, yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you, and we've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.